The only thing it's really done for me is taught me how to be an extreme insomniac. Everybody was talking about Inspire, how it was such a great thing, and I'd still be able to have MRIs. I've been waiting for an MRI since 2022.
Wow.
Nobody will do it. And even if they have the machine that is rated to do it, the techs won't touch me.
That's
They're
interesting
like,
because
no,
they say on their website that you can have an MRI, yeah?
that's what they say, but getting one is a whole different story. And then there's people that have had their Inspire damaged from MRI,
Mm,
and they've also physically been burned by MRI.
wow.
There's a lot of lies about the Inspire device.
Yeah, let's start there.
Like the first one, the first big lie that I got was it's going to be a 1 inch incision.
Mm,
Mine was 4 inches.
I saw that picture. That was huge. Mm.
I mean, I took the bandage off and it looked like you tried to cut my head off and reattach it.
A huge
And
incision,
he
wasn't
could,
it?
yeah, he couldn't explain it.
Did they have
And because of that,
Yeah.
my neck droops on this side and it's tighter on this side.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get, because I'm a veteran, I was in the Army, and I'm trying to get the VA because the VA did the Inspire surgery,
Mm.
which is kind of interesting because the VA no longer recommends Inspire. They will not do it. I just found that out like 2 days ago. They said we are not offering Inspire anymore here,
Mm.
but they're seeing if they can do plastic surgery to fix what he messed up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Do you know the reason why it was so big? Were there complications during the surgery? No.
He, I asked him. I'm like, you told me it was going to be like 1 inch, and what's this? And then I also had a really bad infection because I had the 3 incision surgery.
Yep.
They had an extra incision for the rib sensor. So, and I have seen so many people that have had so many complications, and there's a Facebook page, Inspire Failures,
Yeah.
and it's full of all kinds of crap
Yeah.
and people that are getting it removed.
Yeah. Inspire would argue
And
that, it's only a small percentage of overall implant
they
problems.
lie. I've had my device actually turn on by itself hours after I left home. And I'm like, I'm not going to deal with this for 8 hours. I've got to drive back home.
Wow. Where were you getting your information from?
It was just through the VA. And I, of course, seen the advertisements.
Yep.
And the advertisements are so misleading because they're like, just press the remote and sleep.
If you struggle and struggle and struggle with CPAP, you should check out Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Learn more and view important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
They don't tell you that it's going to be, 6 weeks to 8 weeks before they can turn it on. And then you have to gradually adjust to it. And it could take, in
Yeah.
my case, off and on for like 5 years before I. The
Yeah.
only thing it's really done for me is taught me how to be an extreme insomniac because I wouldn't get to sleep in the 75 minutes. So I'd turn it off, then I'd turn it back on. I have another 75 minutes, and I do that all night until the sun came up.
I think that's quite
And then
common.
I'd say, Yep.
Yep.
And it's also quite common that they give people sedatives so that they can try to sleep through it.
Wow.
And that's not the right thing to do either.
Do you feel like you were well educated and they gave you enough information to make a good informed decision? Because it is a life-altering decision and it is a big decision. What was the information
The
provided?
information they gave me was all roses, and there's no real negatives, and it sounded like it was great.
Like a dream.
And then it was not great. You can't sleep through the movement,
Yep.
and your tongue is trying to push out through your teeth.
What's that like?
It hurts.
Okay.
For me, it's actually painful. I absolutely hate even turning it on because to me it's painful.
How many appointments do you reckon you've had all up, just, from start to now?
4 to 6 appointments every year, and it was probably a lot more than that,
Yep.
especially when I was dealing with the infections and
So maybe 30 plus.
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And it was about $1,000 of my own money.
What was the original diagnosis? Was it severe or can you remember back then?
Severe.
Right.
84 AHI.
84.
That is out of the parameters of Inspire. It was supposed to have been too severe for me to even get it.
So how did you? If you don't mind
They
me
broke
asking.
all kinds of rules to get it. I
Okay.
was overweight.
Yep.
They just ignored that. They ignored how high my AHI was,
Right.
and they did it anyway. At the time, you couldn't be over 36
Yeah.
on
The AHI or the
the
BMI, body mass index.
BMI,
Yeah.
and I was like 38. And
Okay.
he
That's like,
was like, "Oh, you'll lose it after you start using the Inspire."
okay.
They
You're,
lied so much to me.
I've probably reviewed around 12 patients now, and I think probably three or four of them look like they're in the very, very mild zone, which is interesting. And the ones that are really severe, when they're using the implant, it's having
Not
very,
doing
very,
anything
it's
for
not
them.
doing anything for them, Kim. Maybe marginal, very marginal improvement with the AHI and the oxygen desaturations. But then you look at the sleep quality, and the sleep quality's rubbish.
Correct. Yep.
And I've noticed that, in their glossy sponsored trials where they're explaining all the benefits and the improvement in the AHI and the oxygen desaturations and so on, there is no mention of sleep quality. So,
Yeah, and I found a website that shows like doctors and stuff that have been paid off.
oh yeah, open payments. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's interesting. That raises a lot of questions, doesn't it, Kim? The consulting
Yeah.
fees and the talking fees and all these fees. And then you go in there to a surgeon and you sit down and you want honest opinions, honest information. Is this going to be suitable for me? And yet they're getting these big fat $10,000, $15,000 kickbacks from them.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. And there was just recently a change to the insurance codes. Okay. And it means that the surgeons will be receiving less money for a similar amount of work. And I was reading an interview with one of these prominent ENT surgeons, and he said that the fee reduction will mean he's less likely to, I guess, do these implants. Now, doesn't that speak volumes, Kim?
That speaks a lot.
I'm getting less money, so I'm not going to promote it as much anymore. Like that rubbed me up the wrong way. I don't like that at all.
But there's another guy that all of a sudden he's taking trips all over the world.
Oh, the ambassadors. Yeah, I've got a problem with that too, Kim. The ambassadors.
And
Where, yeah,
I
yeah.
came out in the page and I said, "Look, you're being paid. You're getting consultant fees or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no, no. I said, okay, how are you suddenly taking all these trips around the world? The cruises, this. Did you change job? No. He's like, I retired. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
You
they
work for
yeah,
Inspire now.
yeah, they say that they don't technically pay them, but as you know, there are lots of ways you can give patients perks, whether it
Yep.
be paying for travel to attend events, like you said, cruises, whatever it is. So it is not technically here's, a great big briefcase full of cash, but
But he's getting money.
you're getting, yeah,
Just,
benefits. You're getting benefits, which obviously blurs, the actual honest feedback. And that's the big issue right now. We're left with
yep,
this Inspire page where they're hiding all the negative feedback or kicking people out that they don't want in there. And then
yep.
they're giving people all these perks so that they do all these positive posts. All right, Kim. Lovely to meet
All
you.
right, bye.
Thanks for the chat.